Camino. Today I talk to you about the second chapter of the Lotus Sutra. For many of you not here the first time, so I just want to tell you about the Lotus Sutra. The Lotus Sutra, they call the king of the sutra. That one, the last sutra Buddha taught about the end of his life, okay? Before the end of his life. It's the culmination of the teaching. It's a wonderful teaching. And what is the Lotus Sutra? Okay? Buddha is a wonderful teacher. He teaches all levels of practitioner. If you are very intelligent, he teaches you, you assimilate very well. You are middle way, he teaches you the middle way. The people, they slow learner, he still teach, we can assimilate it. So it's a wonderful teaching. And when he first learned, he teaches the basic teaching so we can understand it. But the people said, how come they have, they call it 3 vehicles and now go to 1 vehicle? And I want to touch base about what the vehicle. The vehicle is one of the concept is when we have the small vehicle. The small vehicle represents the practitioner who practice, who elevate themselves, but it's a selfish way. They can realize that they can make himself or herself better, but also their own merit only. They cannot help the other people. The second step, the same thing. They learn the 12 origination and they understand it. They get the realization. They help themselves too. The third one, at the Bodhisattva level, is the one who really understands it, but not only helping himself or herself, turn around to help the other people. So the bigger vehicle. So when Buddha, he want to teach the last teaching, the Mahayana teaching, he thinks it's very difficult for people to comprehend it. Sometimes the people can misunderstand it, or they don't want to study, or they do something, they say something not respectful to the teaching. So he said sometimes it makes the problem to them. So after his highest disciple, Sariputra, begged him about 3 times. He refused. He said, no, it's too high, too difficult to teach. But he said, please, teacher, go ahead, teach us. We want to listen. We want to hear it. So he said, okay, now I teach it. So he teaches the Lotus Sutra. So the first one, I talked the last time about the subject. Now the second time, the skillful means. What it is, okay? Buddha go. First one is the first step. He teaches the Sravakas, the listener, the hearer, and make them understand it. So they elevate themselves. They get out of the cycle of birth and death. So they thought, okay, we realized already. We succeed already. We get the enlightenment. We get the nirvana. So they said, that's it. We don't want to go any further. So the second type people, that the Buddhas, the second step, they study the 12 origination, and they realize they become, they call it arhat. Arhat means worthy people. They are pretty noble. They said, we go out of cycle of birth and death, no more suffering, no more misunderstanding. we are successful. We stop there, the nirvana, the second nirvana. Buddha say, no, it's not that. You need to go further. You go to the last one, Bodhisattva, and go to Buddhahood. He says that, I am the Buddha. You are the Buddha in the future. What is Buddha? It's an awakened person, okay? The one who really understands the truth, understand it, and go to the level of a Buddha. So he said, you can go there. You can reach that level. So they have the three skillful meaning. This one, okay? He said they have one rich man, okay? He have a very big home, okay? Big home, but it's old home. And they have only one entrance, one opening. And the children, his children, they are young, they don't understand things. They just play. They're very playful. They play, they from outside, they're in the house of their father. They play. And they don't know anything about the danger. You know, they have a lot of rat, snake, all these things, you know, they can hurt them. And the house was burning. They ignored. They said, I don't think this play. And the father, he loved them. He said, I want to save them. But even with my strength, I can pull them out, but rush out. But sometimes they don't listen. They playful. They don't want to believe it. So they stay in that way. He said, what way we can do to help them? So he said, the only way we can do it, we have some meaningful, skillful means to make them get out of that house, dangerous place. So what do you think? He go out, he tell the kid inside, he said, I'm your daddy, I love you, I want to save you from the danger. But if they tell that, they don't listen, they don't believe it. He said, no, I'm your father, I love you so much, I have a lot of toys, I have 3 vehicles. 2 small ones, you know, one drawn by these animals, yeah, like the one is by how you call the small animal, and the next one is the deer, and the last one by a buffalo or by an ox cart. So he said, it's a very well decorated, you can play. You go out, I give the 3 shots to you. So the kids, they listen, they could jump out, they go out that opening, that door. What the door is that? The house is like a Saha wall. That's the world we live now. Have a lot of obstacles, a lot of danger, a lot of things we didn't see it because we think, oh, life is fun. We have a lot of things you can do, but we didn't see the danger in there, the risk on that, so we ignore it. So the people, they want to get out of that wall. They have to go through that opening, that door, only small door. It takes a lot of practice, a lot of patience, a lot of study to get out. So Buddha, that's the father, he promised the 3 vehicles. The 2 first vehicles, it's the individual vehicle. Each can carry only 1 person. That means the selfish way. You study, you improve yourself, you get better person, you get out of a cycle of birth and death, on the danger, that's for yourself. The third one, that's the one who really a good person. We have the big vehicle, the Bodhisattva. He said, not only I save myself, I want to save my friend, my loved one, everybody. Get in the vehicle, we get out of that place. So get out on that empty place, empty lot. Buddha stopped, the father said, now, you are saved, but not the end, okay? You want to go further, okay? The true nirvana is like to rest area. When you make a long journey, you stop somewhere in the rest area. You see the rest area, said, you have everything. You have water, you have restroom, a place to rest. He said, okay, I can rest here. But the father said, no, it's not the way. It's not the destination yet. You didn't stop the rest area. Rest area have you here to rest for about half an hour, 1 hour. Keep going until we reach our destination. They said, keep going. So Buddha said that the true nirvana, the one, the listener or the hearer, the Sravakas, and the second one, the Pratyeka Buddha. It's not the nirvana. It's not stop. It keep going on, keep going to the destination, the Buddhahood, so that he teach the Lotus Sutra. So the skillful mean is, he tells you that, he said a vehicle, but the true vehicle, that's the way, the means to lead you out of the misery, to lead you out of the suffering. You reach nirvana, but not the end of the journey. You keep going on, you keep going on. So in the Lotus Sutra, what Buddha, the intention Buddha is to tell you, you have intrinsic value. You are very valuable. You have a Buddha nature. But all of us, we have Buddha nature, like him, like a Sakyamuni Buddha. But we don't believe ourselves. We don't believe ourselves that we have a Buddha nature. It's difficult to see. You practice Buddhism, you go back to your true self or inner self. But very difficult because we don't believe ourselves, okay? So Buddha make you that you are very worthy. You are a valuable person. You know that you're valuable. But because our ignorance, we don't know that we are that valuable. We don't see our intrinsic value, okay? Like people, they have no education before. You teach them, you tell them they have a genome. They don't believe in genome. I said, I was in 3rd grade, I'm in 5th grade. I never know genome. You tell them, plant have a genome, dog have genome, cat have genome. They don't believe it. They said that your invention. You study too much, your mind, you're confused. You tell me genome. So we tell people we have Buddha nature. They don't believe it. You tell them you have awakened nature. They don't believe it. You tell you have intrinsic value. They don't believe it. I said, I don't have intrinsic value. I said, no, I'm a human being. That's all. I have my relative value. I grow up in my family, and my mother, my father give me something. I inherit something. That's it. I know it. But I don't know I have something more precious than that. My intrinsic value, my true value, the human value, okay? The sentient value. But Buddha teach you, yes, you have your true value. That's your Buddha nature, your awakened nature. Or they call it omni-light. The light, the infinite light, the light, you didn't see it, the omnipresent. You didn't see it, but you do have it. Okay? So we study Buddhism, we study the Lotus Sutra, you find out that you have a true value. You are very valuable, worthy, an arhat. Okay? The people, they practice the true level, like the hearer or the second level. They know that they are arhat only, the worthy person. But they didn't know that they can go further. They can become a Buddha. They can be equal to Sakyamuni Buddha. So all of us, we have a Buddha nature. We can become Buddha. And you say that it's possible. And because you live in the relative world, okay? You live in the solar calendar. You understand the 100 years are very long, okay? 100 years so long. But you go to the cosmic calendar, 100 years mean nothing, not even a nanosecond. The history of the Earth of our world here. Usually the first few days of the month of January of the cosmic calendar. So our life, 100 years, that means maybe an instant, maybe a less than nanosecond. So if that, we can become Buddha. Maybe 1 day or 2 days, the cosmic calendar, that means 1 million years or 2 million years. We said 1 million years is so long, but the cosmic calendar only 1 day. 1 day you become Buddha. So what it is, you set up your GPS, you know your direction. You set up my direction, the Buddhahood. I set up my calendar, I'll be there. You go to Dallas, you set up your GPS, you go to Dallas. But on the way to Dallas, you stop somewhere. It can make you go to here to Dallas, be 3 hours and a half or 4 hours. But you stop somewhere, maybe 1 week, maybe 1 month, maybe 1 year. Because you stop somewhere. So the same thing with our practice. If you believe yourself, you trust yourself, and you know your true value, your Buddha nature, your awakened nature, you can get there. So that's the beauty of the Lotus Sutra, okay? And my lineage is a Thiên Đài. Thiên Đài is a combination of the meditation and the Pure Land practice. So they have two, okay? You have meditation. Some people they say, oh, Buddhism only is a meditation. It's not true. It's very comprehensive. It's the chanting, it's a studying, it's a practice, it's meditation, and it's a Pure Land as meditation. And Thiên Đài is that way. It makes you can practice pretty easy, pretty good, and you can help yourself to advance it, okay? If you go only one way, like a meditation only, in the history, many Zen masters, they give up. They go back to the Pure Land. Because after many years of practice, they're not successful. So they give up. They go back to the Pure Land practice. And if you're Pure Land practice, you practice meditation, you supplement the two practice, you can be very successful. Okay? They compare that like, they say that's one a joke, like you have tiger, have a horner, that they have the strength of a buffalo and the tiger together. You're very successful. So you can help yourself. That's the beautiful of the beauty of the Lotus Sutra. And so we try to go to the Lotus Sutra. It's the 28th chapter. Each chapter, Buddha teaches you something, tell you something, how you practice, how to advance it. There are two dimensions in the Lotus Sutra. The first dimension is the historical or the mundane dimension. The second dimension, the second part of the Lotus Sutra is the ultimate dimension. A little bit higher, it goes a little bit spiritual. But if you don't understand, you think it's like a mythology, like something mystical. It's not. The study of Buddhism, it takes time for you to understand it. You cannot understand the first time you see it. It has to take time. You have to take time for the comprehension. You see, monk and nun, we practice days in, day out. And we said that doesn't mean we are stupid or we are slow learner. No, we want to comprehend it. We want to study more. Like you study in school, for example. You study math, you study arithmetic, math, you go higher. You go to calculus, go to higher math, you go it. Doesn't mean you said, okay, you finish high school, you have all the math already. You said, no, you go to college, you study math again, higher math, everything higher. You accumulate more knowledge. The same thing in English, the same thing. First you study grammar, composition, syntax, something right, and then creative writing. And you go up college, you still learn it, literature, something. Elevate it yourself, study it. Buddhism, the same thing. It takes time to study. I have 3 baskets. So I talked to Master Quang yesterday. He said, it takes our whole life to study the 3 baskets. Because it's so many in the Mahayana tradition, we have 6,000 books, 6,000 volumes. So it takes our whole life to study. Okay? More than that, some people, they study very young, like a teenager, like the age of Chiming, Christopher, until my age, still and finish yet. Because so many, we keep learning. We help ourselves. But Buddha teaches have self-confidence. You have self-confidence, you can advance it. And you are very valuable. Then think that it's too difficult, you cannot reach it. You cannot read it. He says that, I'm the Buddha, you are the Buddha in future. It's very corrected, okay? It's different from the other religion. Many other religions, I have to say, I don't say, I have to repent it, okay? Sometimes they do the scare tactic. They scare you. They said, you don't believe in something, you go to hell. You believe in something, you save, you go to heaven. It's not that. In Buddhism, it's not that way. You just believe yourself, okay? You don't believe in Buddha. Buddha didn't impose on you. He didn't tell you that I'm the Buddha, I'm the supreme being, I'm the high power. I tell you what to do, we have to do. He didn't say that. I open the door for you, who get in. That's you, okay? And to study Buddhism, there are 4 steps. The first step is opening. He opened for you to see. Open it and you see it. When you see it and you assimilate, you understand it, and then you penetrate it, and that's your knowledge. So 4 steps. First, opening, seeing, learning, acceptance, and you do it. So just do the gradual way, the good way, okay? And Buddha come in here to show us how to study, how to practice. It's up to you to do it. You do it. And the practice, it's good to practice together. We help each other to understand. Nobody can claim we are super intelligent, we know everything. I talked to Master Quang yesterday. I praise him. He's a very good monk. He's young, he studies a lot, he knows a lot, but I tell him, practice modesty and humility. The more you know, the more you tell yourself, I don't know. I don't know enough. I need to study more. I tell him that, don't believe it, you know too much. You have to tell yourself, I know very little. I know not enough. So I need to study more. I need to practice more. And some people, they said, oh, I know everything. I study Buddhism. I become a certified ordained Dharma teacher. That's not true. Nobody is ordained Dharma teacher or certified Dharma teacher. We learn together. We practice together. They have one saying. They said, when you eat, you have different dishes. It's not boring. We have only one dish, it's very boring. So we practice together. We help each other. And that's the way when you have a meal, you have to have different dishes to supplement each other. And we help each other. And we practice modesty and humility. That's the way to practice Buddhism. And Buddha said the best way to practice Buddhism to help other people. Okay? You don't practice only by chanting, by studying, self-sharing. In Buddhism, it's a sharing. You have to share. You know something, share your people. Share your loved one, your family, your friends, your neighbor, everything. You make life better and more meaningful. It's better. Like vaccination. Like some people, they resist the vaccination, the COVID vaccination. And I hear one man, I admire it. He said, vaccination, not for yourself. It's to protect the other people, okay? You vaccinate yourself. Yeah, truly, you protect yourself. But your goal is not to protect yourself. You want to protect your loved one. You want to protect your neighbor. You want to protect society. Because the herd immunity, 75% population have to be vaccinated. If we have only 50% of people vaccinated, we are not protected yet. We have to at least 75% vaccinated so we can have a herd immunity. So practice Buddhism the same way. The more you practice, the more people practice, we practice more loving kindness, loving compassion. We serve the other people. That's the way to practice Buddhism. Okay? That's my talk today about the expedient means, why Buddha teach the means to guide us, to make us go to the right way, to the right direction, and we reach Buddhahood. That means become a better person, a kinder person, a nicer person. Thank you very much to hear me today. And if you have any question about my talk today about the expedient means, the second chapter of the Buddhist, the Lotus Sutra, Master Quang is preparing to get the book for all of you. We don't have a book yet. I have a book in Vietnamese, but Master Quang is trying to help to set up to get a book in English so we can start chanting the Lotus Sutra, like me, one chapter per every Sunday. So it takes about 28 Saturday to finish the book, and we go over again. So we can practice the Lotus Sutra a little bit more. Anybody have any question about my talk today? If I have no question, we transfer the merit and we go to chanting. Namo Sakya Muni Buddha. Namo Sakya Muni Buddha. Namo Sakya Muni Buddha. Any positive karmic action we accomplished today, we want to transfer to everybody and wish them the alignment. You go to the general practice. The body, speech, and mind in perfect oneness, I send my heart along with the sound of the hearer for fullness and anxiety and sorrow. Me back to my we offer this incense to all through our wholehearted mindfulness and the fruit of understanding slowly ripening. May we and all beings be companions of
may we awaken forgetfulness and realize all the dark every spirit our intention thus Buddha and Buddha's the supreme Dharma. To the fundamental teacher Shakyamuni Buddha Maitreya wisdom Bodhisattva universal great conduct Bodhisattva Om Namah Gadi Deva Bodhisattva and the glorious mountain assembly of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Om to Amida, the land of ultimate peace. Avalokiteshvara, great compassion, Bodhisattva, great strength, Bodhisattva, restore great vow, Bodhisattva, and the assembly of great life. The great compassion mantra. Namo great compassionate Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Namo great compassionate Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Namo great compassionate Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Namo Ratnataya, Namo Avalokiteshvara, Bodhisattvaya, Mahasattvaya, Om Sarvaravaye, Sudanadasya, Namoskritva Himamarya, Avalokiteshvara Ramdava, Namo Ajayam Sarva Sattva Namo Vasava Namo Tato Taryata Om Havaloke Lokate Karate Ihiri Mahabodhisattva Sarva Mara Mahi Mahi Riddhayam Kuru Kuru Karmam Doro Doro Vijate Mahavijate Dara Dara Dirini Shvaraya Chala Chala Mama Vimala Muktalehi Shina Shina Asham Rasharim Vishva Vishvam Brashaya Horo Horo Mara Horo Horo He Sara Sara Siri Siri Soro Soro Bodhiya Bodhiya Bodhaya Bodhaya Maitreya Narake Rishani Swaha Siddha Yoge Shvaraya Swaha Narake Swaha Siras Mokaya Swaha Sarva Maha Siddhaya Swaha Chakraha Swaha Swaha Narakindi Vagalaya Swaha Mavari Sankaraya Swaha Namo Ratnatrayaya Namo Harya Varokete Shavaraya Swaha Om Sedyanto Mantra Padaya Swaha.
The Dhamma Bodhi
is bringing morning light in concentration. My heart is at peace. A half smile is born on my lips. This is a new day, and I vow to go through it in mindfulness. The sun
of wisdom
has risen, shining in every direction. Noble Sangha, diligently bring your mind into meditation. Namo Shakyamuni Bodhaya. Namo Shakyamuni Bodhaya. Namo Shakyamuni Bodhaya.
verses for opening a sutra. The
unsurpassed, profound, and wonderful Dharma is difficult to encounter in hundreds of millions of eons. I now see and hear, receive and uphold it, and I vow to fathom the Tathagata's true meaning. Namo Shakyamuni Buddha, Namo Shakyamuni Buddha, Namo Shakyamuni Buddha.
Touching the earth, the one who
bows and the one who is bowed to are both by nature empty. Therefore the communication between them is inexpressibly perfect. Our practice center is the net of Indra, reflecting all Buddhas everywhere, as my own person reflects in all Buddhas, to whom with my I go for refuge.
Offering
Light in the 10 directions, the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, to whom we bow in gratitude.
Teaching
And living the way of awareness in the very midst of suffering and confusion, Shakyamuni Buddha, the awakened one, to whom we bow in gratitude.
Cutting
Through
through
ignorance, awakening our hearts and our minds, Manjushri, the Bodhisattva of great understanding, to whom we bow in gratitude.
Working
Mindfully, working joyfully for the sake of all beings, Samantabhadra, the Bodhisattva of great action, to whom we bow in gratitude.
Responding
To suffering, serving beings in countless ways, Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva of great compassion, to whom we bow in gratitude.
Seed of
Awakening and loving kindness in children, sprouts, and all beings, Maitreya, the Buddha, to be born, to whom we bow in gratitude.
Showing
The way fearlessly and compassionately, the stream of all our ancestral teachers, to whom we bow in gratitude.
the Dharma
Is deep and lovely, we now have a chance to see it and practice it. We vow to realize its true meaning.
of the Pranaparamita, the Bodhisattva
Avalokita, while moving in the deep course of Prajnaparamita, shed light on the 5 skandhas and found them equally empty. After his penetration, he overcame ill-being, and shy. Form is emptiness, emptiness is form, form is not other than emptiness, emptiness is not other than form. The same is true with feelings, perceptions, mental formations, and consciousness. Listen, Shadiput, all dharmas are marked with emptiness. They are neither produced nor destroyed, neither defiled nor immaculate, neither increasing nor decreasing. Therefore in empty there is neither form nor feelings, no perceptions nor mental formations, nor consciousness, no eye or ear or nose or tongue or body or mind, no form, no sound, no smell, no touch, no object of mind, no realms of elements, no interdependent origins, and no extinction, no ill-being, no cause of ill-being, no end of ill-being, and no path, no understanding, no attainment, because there is no attainment. The Bodhisattva's ground in Prajnaparamita find no obstacles. Obstacles they overcome fear, liberating themselves forever from illusion and realizing perfect nirvana. All Buddhas in the past, present, future arrive at Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. Therefore one should know that perfect understanding is the highest mantra, the unequaled mantra. the destroyer of ill-being, the incorruptible truth, the mantra, prajna paramita, should therefore be gate gate para samgate bodhi swaha gate para samgate bodhi swaha gate para samgate bodhi swaha.
Invoking the Bodhisattva's name, we invoke your name,
Avalokiteshvara. We aspire to learn
way of understanding in order to help relieve the suffering in the world. Know how to listen in order to understand.
We invoke your name in order to practice listening with all our attention and open-heartedness. We will sit and listen without any prejudice. We will sit and listen without judging or reacting. We will sit and listen in order to understand. We will sit and listen so attentively that we will be able to hear what the other person is saying, and also what is being left unsaid. We know that just by listening deeply, we already alleviate a great deal of pain and suffering in the other person.
We invoke
your name, Manjushri. We aspire to learn your way, which is to be still and to look deeply into the heart of things and into the hearts of people. We will look with all our attention and open-heartedness. We will look with unprejudiced eyes. We will look without judging or reacting. We will look deeply so that we will be able to see and understand the roots of suffering through the impermanent and selfless nature of all that. We will practice your way of using the sword of understanding to cut through the bonds of suffering, thus freeing ourselves and other species.
We invoke your name,
Samantabhadra. We aspire to practice your vow to act with the eyes and heart of compassion, to bring joy to one person in the morning and to ease the pain of one person in the afternoon. We know that the happiness of others is our own happiness, and we aspire to practice joy on the path of service. We know that every word, every look, every action,
every smile
can bring happiness to others. We know that if we practice wholeheartedly, we ourselves may become an inexhaustible source of peace and joy for our loved one and for all species.
We invoke your name,
Kshitigarbha. We aspire to learn your way of being present where there is darkness, suffering, oppression, and despair, so we can bring light, hope, relief, and liberation to those places we are determined not to forget.
We will do
our best to establish contact with those who cannot find a way out of their suffering, those whose cries for help, justice, equality, and human rights are not being heard. We know that hell can be found in many places we will do our best not to contribute to creating more hells on earth and to help transform the hells that already exist. We will practice in order to realize the qualities of perseverance and stability, so that like the earth we can always be support and faithful to those in need.
We bow together, the three refuges. I take refuge in the Buddha, the one who shows me the way in this life. I take refuge in the Dhamma, the way of understanding and of love. I take refuge in the Sangha, the community that lives in harmony and awareness. Dwelling in the refuge of Buddha, I clearly see the path of light and beauty in the world. Dwelling in the refuge of Dharma, I learn to open many doors on the path of transformation. Dwelling in the refuge of Sangha, shining light that supports me, keeping my practice free of obstruction. Taking refuge in the Buddha, in myself I aspire to help all people recognize their own awakened nature, realizing the mind of love, taking refuge in the Dharma. In myself I aspire to help all people fully master the ways of practice and walk together on the path of liberation, taking refuge in the Sangha. In myself I aspire to help all people build fourfold community, to embrace all beings and support their transformation. Sharing the merit, reciting the sutras, practicing the way of awareness, gives rise to benefit without limits. We vow to share the fruits with all beings. We vow to offer tribute to parents, teachers, friends, and numerous beings who give guidance and support along the path. This coming Thursday will be Thanksgiving. We wish you happy holidays and the time to show the gratitude Buddha teaches we have 4 gratitudes. The first gratitude to Buddha, the second is to our ancestors, our parents, grandparents, because we have to be grateful to them. And the third one to our nation. The fourth one to all sentient beings. So we wish you a happy Thanksgiving.